Alright guys, hey, it's Wolf here. Lately yesterday I was on YouTube. Really, I had nothing better to do. I was just kind of hanging out, not really doing anything. And I was watching a bunch of videos, and I came across a video talking about how far it would take a bow and arrow to kill something or someone, I guess. I don't know. I didn't finish the video all the way, but they really got into talking about ballistic shell and how it affects the arrow's path and everything. And it was a pretty informative video for the most part. But this one picture I found on it, it happens in about 5 minutes and eight seconds. It'll be I'll link the video in the description of this. But this one picture I kept having to go back to it because it just did not sit right with me at all. It just something about this picture was wrong. Okay, now I'm not here to attack anyone or call anyone out. Well, I'm here to call someone out, but I'm not here to deride their personal achievements or whatever. I'm here just to simply say that this photo is fake, and there's just too much inconsistency with the lighting, and just one look at it, even at all, and I don't consider myself like some master of photo manipulation or some forensics expert. I could be completely fucking wrong, and this could just be a coincidental light effect that happened, but just too much about this picture really just is off-putting with me and doesn't sit right. And like I said, I'm not here to say that this guy who's some crazy bow expert or whatever, who's killed these hogs that are like 150 pounds with a passer with his same bow or whatever. I'm not here to deride his achievements or take him down or anything. Congrats on him. He can kill pigs in the wild with a bow and arrow. But it's just this picture, I cannot. It doesn't even look. It doesn't even look like a real picture, to be honest. And I'm gonna bring it up here in a second. Give me a second, because I had to go get some photo editing software so I could, like zoom in and look at this picture a lot closer and get into the pixels and whatnot. And some of the stuff, like I said, I'm not a photo manipulation expert, and I don't claim to be, and I don't claim, I'm not attacking this guy. I'm not saying he hasn't done this before, but I'm really pretty much confident this photo is fucking fake. And I'm gonna show you kind of why I feel this way, and I could be completely wrong or whatever. And this is for him, if he wants to look at it and see, whatever, I don't even care. But this is that video that I'm gonna make, and just to point out what I find wrong and off-putting about this photo, because some of it just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm gonna bring it up here, see if I can do this. So I'm having to use some other sound. Okay, so I'm bringing it up here. You can see my desktop, and this is what I'm using to record it. So, like I said, this is going to be some crazy edited video or anything. Okay, so anyway, I have not altered this photograph at all. This is simply a screen cap of the video, as you can see down here. Down here. Oh, hold on, let me get a color going on. Can I do color? I don't even know how to fucking work this shit. Anyway, so like down here, you can see. Yeah, I totally wiped that out because I'm a genius. But anyway, so down there you can see that, yeah, that's 5'9", 5'8". That's where I said the video was at, and where I posted in my comment. Anyway, so here's some things that are off-putting. If you look at this video right now, I already am just, I don't think this is a real video or a real picture because of some things. How the fuck do I do color? I really wish I could do color. I have no idea how to do color. Ugh, this is so complicated. I don't know how to do color. Anyway, so I'll just use this fucking retarded tool. It's been so long. I think I can make it smaller. Thank God I can make it smaller. Okay, so here's some things that I noticed about this photo that made me really kind of question its authenticity. Okay, my first thing is this. This spot right in here. If you notice, well, let me undo that. What is the hotkey? Control Z is undo? Okay. Okay, more like in this area. Okay, this is the first thing I really noticed that stood out to me when I went back and relooked at this photo. Okay, the first thing I noticed is, so I guess they took a picture. Whoever this guy is, he set up his camera, or someone took a picture of him with the flash on in the middle of the daytime in the woods. Which, okay, I guess like there's a couple pictures on Google I could find of people doing that. And it was, maybe about the same darkness, if not a little bit darker out, but whatever. Not going to judge people who want to take pictures in the daytime with the flash on. So, this is the first thing I noticed, is this kind of area just really didn't match up too well, and more particular, this spot. Oh shit, I made it brown. How did I do that? Oh, I can do color now. Sweet. Anyway, and this area here are the first two big areas that I really noticed that there were I had issues with. Because if we look, get the fucking zoom in tool here going in. If we zoom in, my first big issue is that this is his leg, and this is his boot, I guess. It kind of goes in there. It's really sketchy. First off, I don't even know what that is. I have no idea. Oh, I can do pencil. I bet you that's probably even smaller. I have no idea what that little brown line is supposed to be. That could just be something on the photo or something on the shitty video quality or whatever. But that's just sketchy anyway, because it kind of extends from the ground up past him, okay? So anyway, so we got that going on. But if we notice, there is not a single shadow. And if we look, this shadow right in here extends just a little bit right there. And then you can see it's kind of cut out, pixelated, all jaggy and whatnot. But it almost looks as if that shadow is extending past that stick, as if there was something there. And then if we look, you can almost see it. It's really, really hard to point this out. But if we look at this stick right here that's broken, right? You can see, right, if you follow this line and kind of cut it out here so you can see it a little bit better. This little, oh, I went too far. Oh, hold on. Right there. It almost looks like that. I don't understand what's going on with that. That's sketchy as fuck right there, okay? That's just, it just, that didn't sit well with me either. Because it looked like there was something there in the original photo and there's not anymore. And then if we look here, if this is the line of his leg, okay, and I think this program has this really sweet tool I was using it earlier. If this is the line of his leg, will it work? Okay, this is his leg. Okay, now let's look a little bit closer. See if I can do this. If it'll work. Oh, the tool disappeared. Okay, anyway. So, we'll just redo it like this. If this, click and hold. If this is the line of his, no, fuck, work. Okay, if that's his leg, all right, we're assuming that is his leg. Hey, let's see. That shadow right there definitely goes past his leg. Okay, but then down here there's nothing, and there's nothing there. There's no leg shadow there, but this is a like 45-degree angle shadow, meaning that there would be something right there casting that shadow on the stick, okay? That is fucking weird that happens. It could be some, like I said, I'm not a photo manipulation expert, and this could just be coincidence, by all means, okay? And I have no problem with that. I mean, I get that that's dark foliage there, but if that's his leg, right? That's the edge of his leg, and I'll redo this line a little bit better. If that's his leg, that's... I'm sorry, that's just, that doesn't happen. Like, because look, you can see right there. This is what it looks like when there's something right up against the log, okay? If there was something there, okay? So there'd be a shadow there. And then it comes out and extends here. Not to mention, that jaggedy edge on the log really just, that whole shadow is too big, to be honest. Because if we come down here on the picture, and I was using this for my comparison earlier, if we come down here on the picture, and look, if the flash is centered, I gotta zoom out to do this so we can get a better idea. Zoom out. Okay. So, this is the whole picture again. So, we can assume that the flash is coming from somewhere over here. Probably this side of the camera, okay? Meaning it's casting light out in that direction, okay? Roughly. Like I said, I'm not an expert, and this is kind of going off of what little I know about photography, because I took a photography class in high school, and some other, like, and I've messed around with Photoshop and Photoman a little bit before, so this is just kind of what I based off of my small knowledge pool. Like I said, I'm not an expert. So, we look, this is the hog, right? I think the hog is probably somewhat real in this picture. Okay, so this is the hog. If we zoom in, we can see that there's this nice kind of even gradient line denoting that, yes, this hog is a 3D picture and not just a flat 2D image, okay? Goes around, we get this nice little line along the hog and along this the tree that it's laying on, okay? It's very nice, very subtle, kind of dips in and out, and like I said, that can be explained to photo quality or whatever, but yeah, so that happens. Then we come over here, and we get over here, right? We get the log going on, but then we get this really thick fucking shadow going around everything, and it looks just, it doesn't match with the rest of the picture. It really doesn't, because if you look here, you can see it's kind of there. It's a couple pixels wide. We get here though, that's like at least six pixels in some spots, and right here, right in front of the flash. And this is even without a shadow. This is just the straight line. It's just only a couple pixels wide in some spots, But we look here, that's a solid 6 in most areas, except for right there where you get this little splotch, and you can almost see it. It almost looks like a splotch if you just draw a circle around it. Oh, geez, that came out huge. If you draw a circle around this, it looks like there's a splotch right there, just right in that area, and it doesn't, the colors don't match at all. It's just a weird, and you kind of get this other thing going on, I noticed. Okay, so you get this bright light. It kind of projects his camouflage as green, like this weird bluish green, okay? That's another thing I want to notice. Look at all the darks. You get all the dark browns and everything. There's no real way to test the blacks in this, because there's not that much black. There's only a little bit of brown, so you really can't test that too well. I mean, this stick, I don't know. That could just be the photo, like, that could really just be the photo making the stick look like it's not there, but I don't know, man. Like, some of the leaves don't look right to me. That whole just area just doesn't look right. But anyway, like I said, the stick is probably there. But his leg, then another thing I noticed is you get this weird blur effect going along most of where his leg and his extremities would be. Like, look, you get a whole bunch of blurring right in there. But look, you can see the sharp outlines, and I understand this is pixelated, so it's blurry. But I'm talking in relative terms. Relatively, this is kind of sharp and defined. You can see, yeah, that's a fucking leaf. That's a stick. That's a stick. You know what I'm saying? But you get in here, and that's just, it's a big clusterfuck of just brown and weird, uneven, you really can't tell, looks kind of opacity, like has been fucked with, and it really doesn't match the rest of the foliage on the ground anywhere in this picture. Anyway, so continue on. There is no shadow in this area whatsoever, and I can't tell if that's the hog's foot or what that is. I don't even know what that is right there. That's just there. It might be part of the log. Anyway, but there's no shadow anywhere in here whatsoever. The flash, remember, the flash is up in this area, coming down. There would be something down in here. And again, like I said, here, you get that weird looking thing going on right there. Like, what the fuck is that? Really, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you get shadow around the boot, and you can see the edge of his boot coming around here, and then you just lose it. Like, it doesn't make sense. And look, this whole area, there's like a whole little line here that just doesn't fit at all. It's just completely skewed and doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know what's going on with that. That could just be shitty photo quality or whatever, because this photo isn't great quality anyway. Like I said, this is taken from 1080p YouTube. Like, this is a 1080p street, video on YouTube that I took a screen cap of, okay? And I'm running... Okay, anyway, I'm running a pretty good computer, so it's not that. Secondly, I don't know what that is. That color is nowhere on the hog, nowhere else in the background of the photo, anywhere. I've tried, and like I said, I sat down before this. I really contemplated just not making this video because I'm not that kind of person, but you can't find that color anywhere else in the video. I've not seen that tannish, I call it Pomeranian gold because it looks like a fucking Pomeranian sitting there. I don't see that anywhere else in this photo, okay? Nowhere in this photo at all. Okay, and this is just, I'm going to keep going. It's going to be a pretty long video, so, like I said, I'm not a fucking expert. I'm really trying to stress that I'm not an expert, and I'm not going out of my way to reduce this photo. This is just what I've noticed that is wrong with this photo, and I can't explain it. Anyway, so, you get this blue-green going on here, this really strange blue-green color going on, that I'm guessing he's wearing blackish boots. I don't know, maybe camouflage boots. Anyway, so you get some black face paint on here. One thing we noticed is that if we take the black from his head, right? Like, that's black. That's the color black would be in this photo, okay? And that's the paint on his face. The hog is a completely different color. There is this hog, unless you're telling me this hog is blue, the photo resolution on this hog is different. Like, you can tell that the blacks on his face are completely different than the blacks on this hog. Okay, and you can almost even just see that it just looks, the pixelation on the hog just looks so different than the pixelation anywhere else in the woods. Like, you kind of get a little bit of up there, and you kind of get it there in the background, but in this foreground shot, especially with the log, oh god, I got lines fucking going everywhere, hold on. So if you look at the log, right, and then you look at the hog, if you look at anything else on that plane, okay, going away from the hog, okay, you don't find anything that gets that pixelated. Look, you can see all of these leaves. You can see all of these leaves. The only time you get that kind of pixelation is here, back here in the foreground, and this whole little area, okay? And up here in the trees, and this whole little area up there. And I got a whole billion motherfucking lines going again, okay? That's another thing that really set me off, is the pixelation on the hog being this close to the foreground is just weird. Like, it looks like a photo from a fucking, like, 70s TV, and then you got this going. Like, even on him, you can see all of the individual sticks on his fucking shirt, and all these, like, weird blood splotches that I almost don't think are fucking real either, but whatever. So you got this going on, and it's just fucking weird, okay? So that's what I've noticed. Then, some of the other stuff I was really picking up on was, if we zoom in here, so I can get zoom in selected. If we zoom in really close, we have this going on, and this is really just, I don't know if this happens in photos, but we have this going on. Almost this black outline, and the one thing my art teacher told me in general is that you really don't get that kind of outlining going on in reality when you're looking at something. And I understand this is a photo, but just, you get this, like, outline. This fine outline just going all along in here, all along his ear. And then if you look right there, it's just like dark green, light green, and then dark green, nice little circular greens going on there. Then you come up here to the beret, and you lose the outline again once you get to the beret. There's no, you miss, that outline just stops again. And then you get this nice sharp beret color going on. And then, oh, we're back to the outline again. Here we go again, and then it doesn't, a lot of things in this photo just don't add up. And then over here, you don't really have it going on. You get this weird brown color there. I don't know if that's supposed to be a tree in the background. And then it gets blurry again. You start getting all these really strange blur effects going on the outline of this guy. Like, this really noticeable, like, right in there. Right along the edge of the hog, if we notice, if you look, you get this really fine blur going on. Like, you don't really notice much of this, and you get this. I don't know what that is, okay? That's just strange. I don't understand what that would be. You know, I zoom out, give it a different look. I can't tell if that's supposed to be part of the hog or part of his shirt, because it just doesn't make sense. If that's the camouflage, right? Why would that suddenly just all be the same color? You know, because we can see the individual tree patterns, even in here, even in this really fucked up part, we can see that's a tree, that's all different colors, that's a tree, that's all different colors. You know, I don't know what this brown spot's supposed to be. I guess that could be part of the camouflage of his shirt, maybe. Not sure what that's supposed, you know, like, I'll pass it off as part of his shirt. But, like I said, then you get in here, and this is something that I actually just noticed, is, let's zoom into this real quick. Look, this right here just does not sit well. Watch this spot, right? Right there. Notice that we have this vertical line. These pixels just stop. Okay, look, this is a line going that way. Okay, going along these dark lines, stops. This dark line stops. Okay, and then it's just straight cut off. You can see the difference in the whites too. If you look close enough, you can see that's like a gray, that's white. These just, that doesn't even make sense. That whole line of pixels right there is fucked up. Okay, now if we zoom out, watch what happens when we zoom out of this picture. Okay, it's a straight line. It's an absolutely straight line right there. And that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Straight lines don't happen in nature. They don't happen naturally, okay? And it goes all the way down right there between that whole little bracket. And I have not fucked with this picture at all, okay? I've not fucked with this picture. This is me pointing out things I've noticed in this default picture, okay? And then look, if that's supposed to be part of his sleeve, then it's all blurry there again, which is strange, and then somehow starts blending into the background. And then, I'm going to get into some more of the bigger stuff while I'm stopped nitpicking, okay? So we got that outline I was talking about earlier on the pig, that nice soft outline going on. And then we get up here, and you don't have it anymore. Like you kind of have it right in there, and it can be lost on the camouflage pattern, but the one place you don't have it at all is all along this ear, right in here, along his sleeve, where his sleeve pops up. Like, look, you can see it right here. You get it along the edge of this edge right here, and then suddenly you lose it all along in here. It just doesn't make sense. And you get a lot more of that weird color reflecting. Like, look, part of this camouflage, and then what's this line? That you're telling me that line perfectly matched up in the photo? Like, what is that line? And again, I don't even know what this brown shit is supposed to be. But you get a little bit of that edge denoting 3D, and then you just lose it right there and right there. Like, there's so much nitpicking you can do on this photo to prove. Alright, now I'm gonna get into the bow, because this whole area of the photo is really what caught my attention the first time. Okay, this is really what I saw and made me come back, was pretty much not only him and his whole face in this area, and I'm gonna get into that little spot in a second, but this whole part of the photo is really what just caught my attention. Because when I saw that corner of the photo, I instantly thought, oh look, it's like a Bill Nye put together video from like high school, whatever. I used to watch videos that were poorly edited like that in high school, that bow does not even look like it belongs anywhere in this forest. And I'm going to show you some of the reasons why, okay? And it's just, this, like I said, this is just based on my limited knowledge, okay? So, again, assuming the flash is somewhere on that side of the camera coming in this way, right? Based on the lighting on the hog and the light, even if the flash is here based on the lighting of the hog, okay? First off, there's not really that much shown of him, and I gotta go back to that. I forgot about that while I was on him. Anyway, so there is not this glossy, like you can see the fiberglass arrows, light source coming in this way, okay? Light source coming in this way because this edge of the bow is white and lit up, okay? You can see right here, there's light coming in from the top here, and you could say it's probably the sunlight. There is not a single source of light coming in at this angle or from this angle on this bow, okay? All of this, okay, this is where the flash is supposed to be at. The flash is supposed to be somewhere in this area. There is not a single light source coming in from that angle at all, illuminating this entire edge of the bow. Nothing on this side of the bow is illuminated, okay? Nothing on the front of the bow is a little, look, and even if I do that, look, just boxing off that section of the bow, it doesn't even look real at all. There's nothing authentic just doesn't even look authentic at all. It looks like someone put that there, okay? And I'm going to delete all of my crazy squiggly lines and arrows again, okay? Before I get into this, okay? This is kind of where it gets tricky, and like I said, this could just be weird lighting or whatever, but this is where it kind of gets tricky. I'm going to zoom in again here, and this is really off-putting for me, is this brown that goes on. We have the color of the leaf, okay? Keep in mind the color of this leaf, okay? Look at the color of this leaf. Keep this leaf in mind when you're looking at this, okay? Now look at this color here on the leaf, okay? Then we get up here to where the leaf would stick in front of the bow, and we get this. What is that? You can kind of see where the leaf goes up like that, and then you get this weird brown color going on. I wish I could make I don't know how to fucking make the crosshair any fucking smaller, or I would. Okay, I really don't. Should have fucking looked at figuring out how to use this, but oh, there we go. Maybe I can do it. Yeah, one. How do I just? Oh yeah, there we go. Sweet. Oh, maybe that's too dark. Should we go to 2? We'll try like 4. I think 4 will be fine. Okay, so we look. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now I'm not all big and goober. Okay, so we got the leaf coming up like this. Then we got this little spot right there. And it kind of looks like the leaf sticking out right there, maybe. But if we look, you get the shadow on this coming up this way. You get the little bit of the outline of the leaf here, and then you just fucking lose it right there. That's it. It's just gone. Like you can see, it just stops. And again, you get that weird effect going on that's prevalent in the whole fucking rest of this photo. Okay, and then look, it might maybe stick up there, but then it... Oh, jeez, I hit zoom. Oh, God. Not what I wanted to do. Okay, back to the brush. Yeah. Okay, and then, like I said, it kind of goes up this way, so maybe that's the leaf. Maybe that's the leaf. Okay. Maybe that's the leaf. Okay, so going on, and this bow is obviously somewhat glossy, as you can see. I mean, that's just bright as fuck. Alright, and then you got this going on. You get this nice little edge. And if you look, you can kind of see that going on right there, as if the bow was superimposed into the image, and then the opacity was turned up, so that way it looked like it was part of the image. Because look, this is obviously a leaf, okay? Or some stick or something on the forest, and you can see it sticking into the bow right there, like that. Again, I'm not making this up. This is just what I have found in the motherfucking picture. If we were to draw all the way along here, look at that. You can see that that is darker right there from the edge of that leaf that's sticking in. Like, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, you can see the dark part of this bow on that edge, but you can see that there's this little triangle of brown sticking into the bow right there, okay? That's just weird. There's so much weirdness that goes on here. And again, you can kind of see that this area here is kind of just like a whole different color almost going on than the rest of the bow. We keep going up. We keep going up. Where is it? Where's the next one? Yep. And we get that same effect here again with that black line sticking into the bow. Black line sticking in. And like I said, this goes past the shadow. Like, I understand that. And like I said earlier, when we looked at the boar over here, down here where parts of the boar are real, especially this foot. I like really referencing this foot, you know, because that really is how a picture would look. You get that kind of edge going on that shows you that, yeah, that's a three-dimensional object, you know. That's really what I'm basing this on. And then you come up here to the bow, and you get that thickness again. And again, like I said, this is almost a whole different. You can almost tell the bow is a different resolution because that edge is so much just. It's a lot more crisp because the pixelation on it is a lot sharper. You know, if you look, it's almost a straight line of shadow, which is really just does not fit the pixelation of the boar at all. Because you look at the boar, it's all jaggedy, like this edge, it's all jaggedy. It's not really straight. And I get that the boar has, but that's the paw of a boar. You know, like even look at the nail where the nail in the boar is. Okay, you don't really get that smooth edge. You really get the kind of pixelation and the jaggediness going on all along the edge of this boar. And even then, it's only a couple. You know, could just be the light. But this bow is not that far behind it, okay? And I left these here so I could get back to where we are. So again, like, we're looking up here, looking down here, the thickness there for the pixelation on the shadow is just, it's off-putting, really. Okay, and another thing I noticed is right here, this stick, look at this stick. It goes in and over. That little dark line on the stick goes in and over into the gloss of the bow, okay? I'm sorry. That darkness, that whole little right there. That's a whole different shade. Okay? You're telling me that this is somehow three-dimensionally warping into this. No, that doesn't. I'm sorry. That's not gonna fly. That's not kosher, bro. That's just I don't see that happening. Like, you see it happening along this edge a lot of the time. Like I said, another big thing is just this shadow. If this leaf is really that close to the flash, because if we zoom out. Let's zoom out here. If that leaf is really close to the flash, I really feel like that would just not be that color. That would be a whole different color. Along with this whole edge of this bow would just be a different fucking color altogether. Okay? We zoom out again. And again, like I said, this whole spot on the picture just doesn't look real. Like that, the little fluff on the bowstring, I have no idea what it's there for. It just doesn't fit at all. Like, it's red, like, there's no underlaying shadow on it whatsoever, you know, because it's on the bowstring. If the bowstring is on the ground, okay, you know, like, I don't know who's someone who lays their bowstring down on the ground anyway and then leans it up against something. I'm pretty sure that's, like, bad bow etiquette, but I don't know. Okay, if we zoom... Oh, god damn it. It does that. Okay, it zooms in too much when I click too fast. And I kind of step it in. Okay, if we look at this... look at this right now. Assuming this bow is sitting with the ends on the ground, okay, and that it is somewhat touching the ground because it's on this stick, I guess. This thing, this little fluff, right here, would be touching the ground. Okay, this would be black because it would be touching the fucking ground. Okay, this whole part would not be illuminated. It would look something like that. Okay, because it would be touching the fucking ground. Okay, and even if there was a flash, it would still be dark around here, or a little bit around this edge and around this edge, denoting that there was a light source hitting it from this angle. Okay, that whole side would be dark because the flash is going off over there. It would illuminate. And look, even with that little bit of black I put on the picture, that solid black that I put on makes it look more authentic. Okay, that just adds to the realism right there. That 5 seconds of 5 pixels of blackness that I added right there, just make that look like it's actually touching the ground. Okay? Not to mention, there's no shadow. There's none. None whatsoever. There is no shadow, no kind of anything in this area from this fluff on the ground. Like, yeah, maybe, maybe. No. There's none. Okay? And it's really good because if we look up here, this is probably one of my favorites. This is my favorite thing that I noticed about this photograph. Okay? Let's follow the bowstring. Okay? This is the bowstring. Okay, we're going to follow this bowstring. Oh, god damn it. Get on the bowstring. There we go. We're going to follow the bowstring. Okay, we are going to follow this bowstring. Alright, that is the bowstring right there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this, if we zoom out, yep, because then it would go up, and this is just where the photo really starts getting fucking weird. Alright, that was essentially the angle that the bowstring was going. Okay, that straight line that I drew with the compass. Okay, because that was a compass, that wasn't me manually drawing it. Okay, if we look, the bowstring goes here and then comes out and then comes back up this way. But we get out the compass again, and I'm going to zoom it out here so we can see this. I had to zoom in, sorry, to show this. Okay, I'm going to zoom out here, and if we assume that this is the bowstring, and we draw the line all the way up there, because there is a little bit of light there, okay, and it does kind of look like the bowstring, okay, if we assume that is the bowstring, okay, based on that dark fucking line that came down, and I just do this, okay, what is all that noise? Now that could be light, that could be the light from the flash, I admit, especially this spot here, but this little curve that goes on, that doesn't, like I said, that could probably actually be the flash, but the thing that I find funny is this. What is that? Why is there a triangle there? Why is there a motherfucking triangle right there? You get this nice big blur box, and you get this nice big blur spot here, and you kind of get the bowstring going on right in here, maybe, okay? Maybe. And going up, and then all of this is blurry. All of this is conveniently blurry. All of this is conveniently blurry. Alright, now if that's the bowstring going up this way, right? Alright, that's the bowstring. What's missing off the top of this bow? If this is the bow arcs down like this to be the top of the bow or whatever. So this bowstring goes up here. This would be the bow right in there. Okay, we'll draw it a little bit straighter. Okay, this is the line for the bowstring, and I know this isn't perfect, right? That's essentially the shape of the bow. Okay, because then it comes down this way, and it gets all, whatever, it comes down this way. Okay, my really shitty drawing of a bow. Okay, this is the bow. Okay. Why is there blur there? That doesn't, why is there blur there? Okay, that should all be sharp. That's a stick. That's a rod. That's a fucking log. We can see the log. Okay, even in this dynamic, with the blurriness going on, we can see all of this. We can make out that's shading. That's a log. That's part of the log. You know, we can make out. Look at this. I am literally just tracing the edge of this fucking log until I get into this area right around the bow. Like right there, I can see that that's the log. That's the log. Okay, now I'm gonna undo all of my scribbly lines. Then we get right into where the bow should be, and conveniently, yet again, oh man, suddenly the pixelation just goes to complete fucking shit. Conveniently at this point. Alright, zoom in. Alright, You can't even see the fucking bowstring when you zoom in. Like, just kind of barely coming up this way, alright? And it just gets completely pixelated. Again, right conveniently where the bow would be sitting, you know. And like I said, this is based on, I looked at Google for about 40 minutes and looked up bow hunting pictures, and one, I couldn't find one of this shoddy quality. Generally, people take really good pictures with their boar kills. You know, shout out to the boar hunting community, you know, for taking those really awesome and some of them pretty gruesome pictures with all the blood and shit. But yeah, so you come out here, and again, it doesn't add up to me at all. Like, this is the log. If this is the log, okay, so the bow is resting on the boar. So if the bow is resting on the boar and it's coming this way, it wouldn't be canted at that angle. It would be because the log is there, so the bow wouldn't. I don't know. That just doesn't seem like it adds up, because if the bow is sitting this way, this log is what the boar is resting on. I feel like the bow would be like canted. Like, I'm trying to draw the bow again. I'm not thinking about what I'm trying to prove. Jeez. So the bow is sitting like this. This is the top side of the bow. It goes in like this. Okay, and then it comes out that way, I guess? Like, that would be the bow? I guess? That it would be sticking out? Then I feel like these arrows would probably be sticking out that way, and this part of the bow would be... I don't know. That's just how I would look at it, based on the way it's sitting against the boar and the log. Anyway. So, coming back to something I said earlier about the outlines is... I know I started to ramble there for a minute. Oh, fuck! God damn it. Give me a second, I gotta reopen it, because I hit fucking undo. Okay, like, bring the picture up again so you can see. Yep, there's the picture again. Okay, here we go. Bring it in. Zoom in. Alright, we got that nice little shading I talked about earlier that denotes that this is a 3D image. Okay, then you come in here, and it's nice and smooth. You can't even tell. It looks really nicely blended. Except for that. I don't know why that's there. A little bleed through of pixels, I guess. You know, hey, I guess he's got some spots there. Why not? You know, you got it going along here. And then you got this tree that suddenly sticks into the boar, gave birth to this tree here, I guess. I don't really know. Like I said, I want to say that... I really want to say that the boar belongs in the picture. Like, I feel like the boar is actually there in these woods. I don't feel like this guy is here. I don't feel like this bow is here. I feel like this boar is actually part of the picture, though. Okay, and now I'm going to get into the arrow, because the arrow is a little bit sketchy as well. Okay, we get into this arrow, and this is really one of the things that I noticed, okay, that really just made me laugh. This is the flash. We got the flash coming out of this angle over here, projecting light, again, in this direction, and kind of downish a little bit, based on, well, I guess kind of more like that, okay? So the boar, the light's coming in at some fucking weird-ass angle, alright? Anyway, so, when you look at this arrow, this is really the first thing that kind of set me off. Oh, I got triggered. Oh, no. This is kind of one of the things I noticed about this arrow, right? Is we get really good pixelation on that side of the arrowhead, alright? And then we get a shadow right there. Like, I don't know if that's supposed to be a dark part of the arrow, what if that's supposed to be blood, but if we get this, if that's the arrow, the arrowhead right in there, we get this nice little shadowy outline on the whole bottom side, especially on the arrowhead. You get this nice little shadow going along on this arrowhead, which you don't get anywhere else in the picture. Okay, coming from that angle with the flash. Alright, what you don't get at all, anywhere on the ground, is any kind of implication that there is something sticking out of the side of the board. There is nothing down here. Like, oh, there'd be an arrow. Or, hey, if the flash is back over there, there'd be an arrow. You know, hey, or even a little bit further back. You know what I'm saying? There would be something there. Alright? And, yeah, you know, that could be it. That could be what I'm looking for, but I really don't think it would be at that fucking angle. Like, it just doesn't look authentic at all. Right there. The arrow looks digitally put in. Like, completely 100% digitally put in. Like, it's perfectly smooth and rounded on this end. If you look at this end, look at that. It's nice and smoothly placed in there, just like that. Just nicely placed in there, just like that. and it sticks out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you look at the blood, someone drew a little bit of blood. Oh, I got the dribble going on. And then, oh, look, a little pool right there. Oh, man, look, I'm almost that good, too. I'll do a little bit of blood effect. Oh, look at that. I'm an artist. Look at that. I've killed a boar. Not, it's me being a sarcastic asshole again. But yeah, you get that nice little thing going on like that. That's literally what I felt like was done here. Oh, I'm going to stick the bloody arrowhead picture in right there. And, you know, like I said, I'm not trying to take away from this guy's achievements, and I'm about done because I'm tired of fucking ranting about this. I'm tired of thinking about it, but because I really just, I don't care. But yeah, this is my video on why I think this is fake. This is the first video I've ever done in response to anything, and I really think this is fake. There's a lot of other things you can point out in this video that just don't make sense, or I mean in this photo, not the video. The video was a pretty informative video, but there's just a lot of things in this one photo. And like I said, chalk it up. You know what? At the end of the day, if you want to chalk it up to the internet having piss poor quality, the original camera being piss poor quality, me being a crackpot, conspiracy theorist motherfucker, whatever, chalk it up to whatever you want. I do not believe this photo is authentic, and those are the reasons why. Thank you for watching. I know I kind of ranted there for a minute. You know, hey, whatever though.